What's going on, guys? Mike here again, part 5 of Learn to Website Design here on YouTube. As you saw in our last part, we quickly went over line breaks. I know it was a nice short video, and I hope you guys actually like the shorter videos. I'd like to keep them somewhat short, under 5 minutes or so, but depending on the topic, it's going to be a little difficult to do that, especially when we get into the later code. So as I said in the last part, we're going to be going over footers today. So open up your code here. And what footers traditionally are is, if you ever notice a website, when you scroll all the way down to the bottom, they have their careers, about us, copyright information. That's all going to be bound in your footer tag. You can write your footer tag anywhere you want in your code. It doesn't matter. You can write it on the beginning of your body, at the bottom of your body. Usually it's found in the bottom of your body portion of your body tags. But the reason I say you can put it anywhere is because within CSS, you are going to remap where the footer is going to be located. You're going to use the bottom identity, and you're going to move it to the bottom of your website so it's there at all times, and you don't have to worry about where you are actually putting it. So let's talk about how we write the footer tag. So it's very simple. It's actually exactly what it sounds like. Less than, footer, bam. So that is the beginning tag, and now we can write, this is the footer to our website. And then we can do like an @ copyright 2012, and then by Michael Diglio, and then in parentheses youtube.com/MDiggss, and then we would close our footer, and there we go. Now that is our footer. Now, like I said, you could put it anywhere you want on your website, but unfortunately, you need CSS to do that. So let's say I wanted to do it at the beginning of my body. I would paste it here, and we go, and what do you know? It's all the way at the top. So, like I said, you need CSS in order to do this. That is going to be in our next lesson. I'm going to go over the basics of CSS, how CSS works, and define a few little, I guess I'd go over the attributes of CSS and what is similar to HTML and what it actually does and how you're going to link it into your file here. Because remember, this is going to be your index.html file. Unlike the CSS file, which is going to be you can name it whatever you want. I usually name them style1.css, and that is going to be a separate file which you are going to put in our folders here that we have created. So when we get to that, which is going to be in the next part, I hope you could follow along. CSS gets a little confusing for people since it works a little bit differently, and it can get a little confusing. It's hard to explain. When I go over it and go into the lesson, you'll be able to see what exactly it does. But just a little hint on what CSS is going to do. For example, let's say we wanted to bold this @ copyright 2012 by Michael Diglio portion. Normally what you would do is you would strong attribute this, and then you would close that tag with the other strong. And when you click here, as you can see, it'll be bolded. But if you look at the code, and it may not seem this way right now because we don't really have a lot of code, we have two tags that are in each other, and you kind of don't want styles in your regular HTML tag because it can be rather confusing and it can throw you off, especially when you're going through to edit. You don't want to delete stuff by accident. So it's going to work stuff like that. Oh, and look at that. We forgot to... No. Keep our footer. No, bad idea. And here we go. We have to delete our beginning strong tag. And we will tab this back here. I mean, I don't need to do this right now, but oh well. And there we go. So now it's back to normal if there was a space in between. Beautiful. So that is how you would bold something with the strong attribute. But with CSS, what you would do is you would link. Whoops, we have to close this. You would link to your footer, and then you would do any bit of writing you want in your footer. Most people italicize the footer and they shrink it so the text is about 75% of what your normal text size is going to be. But again, we're going to get over that. We're going to go over that within part, I want to say 6 or 7 or so, when we get into more attributes. And then after that, guys, we will be designing our first website. It's going to be rather simple. It's going to pretty much be an informational site. It'll just have, your basic logo if you want to put a logo in. Your basic menu bar. Menu bars is also going to be rather tricky, so when that comes around, I am going to take that rather slow because it's very CSS intensive, especially depending on how you want to design it. So yeah, so basic header, basic menu bar, and then a basic a layout of like a forum, I guess you could put, where you could put posts in and you could change the way you look. You'd pretty much go in, edit your HTML, and that's how you would have a new post. So thank you guys for watching episode 5, I believe this was, part 5 on footers. Very basic, and that'll be that. I'll see you guys in part 6 for starting our CSS journey. Later.